1,000 years ago, Matoran on the island of Maranui enjoyed 1 year of peace. Villages are built and construction of Kini Nui is completed. Icarax, discontent with Pterodax's plan and rule, plots an invasion of Metru Nui and from there a full-scale conquest of the universe. Icarax puts his plan into action and attacks the northern continent. Pterodax confronts Icarax and battles him. He wins, putting a stop to the conquest. 999 years ago, Pterodax arrives in Maranui. He uses Krata to infect Kanohi, which he then places on Rahi. The effect of the Matoran spheres causes the Matoran to gradually lose their strength and memory. The Turaga hunt and capture thousands of Krata, keeping them in stasis tubes for Metru Nui. They do not kill the creatures, believing the energy would simply revert to Pterodax. 900 years ago, Matoran of Voyanui built the small city of Marinui on a newly formed portion of their island. 899 to 499 years ago, minor tremors awakened Turaga Doom from the Matoran sphere he was placed in. It malfunctioned, and he did not suffer the same side effects of memory loss or a shrunken body. 500 years ago, the Rahaga, Kitangu, and Turaga Doom demolish a rogue group of Vizorak as the Dark Hunter Dweller watches. Voyanui is ravaged by a hurricane. No Matoran are killed. A great temple squid attacks a boat of Matoran on the island of Maranui. 300 years ago, land upon which Marinui sits breaks off from Voyanui and sinks into the ocean. All are believed lost in the disaster. Marinui lands on top of the Baraki's underwater fortress, destroying it. Impact releases air bubbles from the fields of airweed, enabling the Marinui Matoran to survive underwater. Mutagens in the water cause Marinui Matoran to grow larger and stronger, but also damage many of their weapons. Matoran villagers begin developing an air bubble system from bubbles created from the fall to protect them from drowning and further mutating. The Hydruka are found, and their ability of harvesting air from seaweed is discovered. The Matoran tame the Hydruka to produce air for the villagers to survive. The Matoran pretty much forget their life on the surface due to trauma and accept the new style of life underwater. Marinui's council is formed. Matoran begin to disappear because of the Baraki's new armies. 250 years ago, Zaktan, Thok, and Radak are sent to guard a Dark Hunter base to protect it from the Brotherhood of Makuta. Rudaka arrives. Zaktan gives her a tablet that is a map of the Dark Hunter headquarters. Rudaka tells them that the base formerly belonged to the Brotherhood. The Vizorak army attacked the base. Zaktan searches the base and finds a record of all the Brotherhood's plans, including Pterodax's takeover of Metru Nui. Zaktan vows to make himself part of these plans in one form or another. The Vizorak siege is stopped. 5 years ago, Mazika hunts down Voltraz because he murdered his close friend. Voltraz is knocked down a canyon of razor crystals by Mazika, who almost joins him in the fall. Gorast, in the guise of a blue warrior, rescues Mazika and has him tell the villagers of Voltraz's death. Voltraz is rebuilt by Gorast into a Shadow Matoran and given the mission of hunting down a Matoran named Krakua. Mazika is approached by Gerbraz with an offer for a job of protecting certain Matoran from beings like Voltraz. Mazika and Gerbraz arrive at a village of D-Matoran and spirit Krakua away just as Voltraz attacks. Mazika and Voltraz fight, with Voltraz getting the upper hand and coming close to killing Mazika. He stops and lets the Komatoran live with the knowledge that he is alive or not because Voltraz had wished it. Mazika requests Order of Maranui training from Gerbraz. 4 years to 1 year, 7 months ago. Takua, Because of his adventurous ways, which would often lead to trouble, he is briefly banished from Takoro. Whenua, hearing of Takua and his adventures, sends a message to Takoro requesting Takua to come to Onokoro. A Talmatorn finds Takua wandering the Papa Nihu Reef and delivers Wenua's message to him. Takua travels through the island to get to Onokoro. He finally arrives and learns from an Matoran that Whenua had been recently captured by Rahi. He's told to acquire Vakama's fire staff to see in the dark, because Onokoro's lightstone mines are blocked by a lava flow. Takua finds Vakama's missing fire staff in the village. Taipu fills Takua in by claiming Whenua was inspecting the great mine when he went missing. Takua thanks the villager and enters the mine. Takua battles Rahi throughout the passage and finds Whenua trapped by a Vatuka. Takua drives it off and frees Whenua. Once back in Onokoro, Whenua relates to Takua the current problems of the island. The Turaga, save for Vakama, are missing, and each of the Fatuta Maka trees in each village are poisoned. The Toa Stones are also needed in this time of peril. As a reward for rescuing him, Whenua gives Takua a Volo Lutu launcher. Takua begins a search for Onua and his Toa Stone in another area of Onokoro. After battling many Rahi, Takua blasts about the hidden passage where the Toa Stone is kept. He returns to Onokoro victorious. Watamaka crystals and gives them to the town's tree keeper. The tree is healed. Unepu challenges Takua to an Usul race. Takua wins and goes to Gakoro to find Nokama. Takua is challenged to an Iguala boat race, and he emerges the victor, beating even Mako. Takua fights a large amount of Rahi to get to a cave where a Makika lives. Entering, Takua finds a captured Nokama. He escapes with her. Takua is sent to find the Toagali stone, stolen by the Rahi who live by the harbor in the cliffs. He battles many Rahi while searching. He journeys up to an elevator and finds the stone. Takua returns it to Gakoro. He also returns the 2 crystals to the tree keeper. He next travels to Pokoro to find Oniwa. In Pokoro, Podu and his friend are playing Koli, when a wild kick causes a rock slide to nearly kill Podu. He ends up buried in rocks, but still alive. Once reaching Pokoro, Takua discovers Wenua's stolen drill. While heading to the village, Podu's friend asks Takua to help him free Podu. Takua does this. Takua finds Oniwa's hammer, who begins searching for the Turaga. Takua encounters a Palmatoran, whose bird is trapped underneath some boulders. Takua helps and frees the bird. Takua drills under a pillar to get some Oniwa's prison spot. He knocks down another series of pillars to get to the Turaga. Whenua tells Turaga that the Toa Stone must be recovered. Takua, when looking for the stone, finds a bamboo disc. He uses it against the Rahi. He comes across a Kofo Jaga and defeats it. He finds, in its clutches, the Toa Pahatu stone. Whenua gives directions to Lake Koro, and Takua sets off to help that village. Takua is challenged by a Lamatoran to a Kua ride. He wins. Takua finds, hidden in the trees, Nuju's ice pick. Takua finds Matau captured at a Kua's nest, as well as Vatumaka. They return to the village. Matau awards Takua with his staff for temporary use. Takua returns the Vatumaka to the tree keeper. Takua finds 4 hidden gears, and uses them to open a tree trunk to find the Toliwa stone. Matau thanks Takua and directs him to Kokoro. Takua reaches Kokoro and is challenged by a game of Hawaii snowball sling. After winning, the Sanctum Guard warns Takua of the cold conditions of their village. Matoran fills Takua in. Matoro cannot locate Nuju with the trackers due to severe injuries caused by Rahi. Takua finds Nuju hidden by snowbirds. At the village, Nuju gives Nokama's trident to the adventurer. It had been stolen by Rahi and found by Nuju himself. Nuju then requests Takua to find the Toakopaka stone in the element of melting, a heating device used to control the water supply in the village. Takua finds the device in the Kopaka stone and returns those and the crystals to the village. He returns to Koro to find the Tahu Stone. Vakama doubts the Wanderer's abilities and sends him to find the antidote to clean the poisoned wells in the village. Before beginning his task, Takua wins a game of Iganalu lava surfing with ease by using a lava board once given to him by Vakama. Takua then begins the task of purifying the wells. Takua accomplishes this. Upon returning to the village, Takua learns from Xabla that a gang of fire Mahi have captured Vakama. Takua frees his elder and is sent off to find the Tahu Stone. He finds it along with the crystals and sees a strange mechanism. He decides to come back to it later. Takua returns the Tahu Stone and crystals. The mechanism is still there on the Mangai volcano. Takua activates it, but instead of doing what it is supposed to do, it breaks down and causes the ground to cave in. Using reflex, Takua lands on his lava board and onto a flow of the lava. He flows across until he reaches a fast-moving stream and an opening. He goes so fast, he flies out of the volcano and roughly lands at Kininui. All the Turaga there have gathered to discuss Takua's actions, so they are startled to find him. Takua gives each of the Turaga their staff, and in return they give the Tahu Stones to Takua, and direct him to where the legends tell them to be put in only the most desperate of times. Takua requests Vakama to give him his board to a trustworthy Matoran, as he fears he will be killed in the following events. He puts the Tahu Stones back in their correct slots. A blast from the Tahu Stones throws Takua to the Tawahi beach, knocking him unconscious for a short period and giving him amnesia.